It's finally my Friday night. It's Monday night, but it's my Friday. I just worked my mofo ass off. My hate David Hasselhoff ass off, okay? And then I read this beautiful comment from somebody who says they can't wait to smoke weed and watch my next video. I'm like, oh my God, it's Aquarius. That's why. Like, I gotta do a reading because it's Aquarius. Hello? Aquarius is like the best sign ever. I thought it was going to be too dark to put my sunglasses on, but it's not. I really don't like my eyes on camera. You know this. It's just something. Honestly, people use eyes so much to do like spell work and shit with people that like I just don't trust having my eyes on YouTube. Don't trust it. Okay. Let's do this. Are you ready? I'm actually really stoked for this video. And I have the song, oh, pardon me, I have the song Gypsy in my head by Fleetwood Mac. And I have this jukebox at work that plays Fleetwood Mac all the time, okay? Like, and every time a Fleetwood Mac song comes on, okay, for one, I didn't even know how many that I actually really loved, but I will sing the heart out of the Stevie Nicks parts. Like, I love Stevie Nicks. I don't really know why. I think I really love her voice. Like, I think it's the raspiness of her voice. It's the brilliantness that is Stevie's voice. I think I really like. And I am a Fleetwood Mac fucking diehard fan. Like, I never thought I was. Can you believe that? Like, it's like, it takes me, like, so many of my parents, like, have, like, massively, like, manipulated me into, like, you know, what I should believe in. And, like, if they didn't like my taste of music, then I usually wasn't allowed to play it. And, like, so I, like, really, like, kind of, like, didn't, like myself for a long time. Or, like, I didn't really know, like, what I liked because I just liked things that either my parents liked or I only liked things that, like, my sister liked. So once I started, like, really jamming with, like, things that I like, oh my God, I really had to, like, reintroduce so many things, like, that I thought that I didn't like only because, like, my family wasn't, like, my dad wasn't a Fleetwood Mac fan. Like, my mom kind of listened to Fleetwood Mac a little bit, obviously, which is why I know about them. But, like, you know, it's just so funny that, like, what you can take away from yourself because you think you won't be accepted because you like it, and then finally you just give in and just love the shit out of it, you know? Oh, and that song, I listened to it on the way home after work twice. Like, I didn't fully get the first one because I was, like, picking up takeout and stuff, so I didn't really, like, get to listen to it the full first time, so I put it on a second time, and I just listened to it at work. So really, I listened to Gypsy 3 times in a matter of 15 minutes. Oh, when lightning strikes, maybe once, maybe twice. Oh, okay. I'm going to actually tell you this because it seems like it's Christmas today. I was cleaning at work today, like the nastiest shit I've ever done in my life. Like, I was, like, up on a bar stool cleaning my heart out, and I found $20. And then I told my boss about it, and he was like, he sneakily hides money around the bar and to see if, like, people are actually cleaning. And so when I found it, I was like, oh my God, that's like an Easter egg hunt. Like, I thought the bill was, like, split in half. I thought it was fake. Like, and then I picked it up and I'm like, what the fuck? This is a $20 bill. Like, I just found a $20 bill because I was cleaning in a place where nobody goes. So clearly they didn't just put it there. And my boss, like, smirked at me and he's like, I put it there, like, probably a while ago. I just forget. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like Easter today. Okay. It's like Easter. And look who came out. That's why I had to tell that story, because clearly it's something, you know, it's like, man, it's like sometimes you just get good vibrations from the universe, you know, like you're doing something good, that, like, something is good that's coming out of something that you're doing, you know? Somebody's definitely magical. Is that it? I knew it. I knew there was more cards. And it all comes down to you. Ooh. All right. This is something kind of big. Now we got Mother Mary up on the table with cardinal medicine. Okay. Let's see. What's going on, Aquarius? How did thy get here? Lost, perhaps? No worries at all. Gather yourself and clear the frost, for the good still lives in you, dear. And then with wreath. There in the circle of life tends to breathe death. One is not without the other, eternally bound by the essence of spirit. Life and death. Okay. Life and death with cardinal medicine. Thyself bleeds of sacredness, an honor fit for the gods. You are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside. I probably should have showed you wreath. There's wreath. And then Mother Mary. Into the arms of a mothering embrace, swells of wisdom full of grace. In thy bosom, where she whispers, sleep the eyes of winter. You know what I'm getting? I think what's happening here is somebody was, because the mother and the father are here. So it's almost like, I feel like somebody's mother and father just showed up, but not mother and father from here, okay? Mother and father from somewhere else, okay? And I feel like somebody was lost in between life and death. So it's almost like somebody was lost between living and living dead. Almost, you know, like when people, like I said, like I was kind of talking about Fleetwood Mac, you know, it's like maybe you were alive, but dead. Right? Like not really living, not really, because so much of us get lost. Okay. And it's like almost like a lost in translation, but bigger than that, because we're lost in the memories of our past, right? So many of us are lost in things that we don't understand happening to us and things never being done about it, and the world walking around it, right? And people ignoring it. So we get lost on our path because our souls, I think our souls get so shooken up with trauma that we have to endure that our souls go away from us so we can heal. Right? So then we can tend to our bodies and our minds, because so much of being hurt swells in the mind, right? It has nothing to do with your spirit. Like when you're hurt by somebody, you're usually disconnected and cut off from your soul, right? Because this person has now attached onto you and latched onto you where your soul is supposed to be, because somebody almost could have like sold your soul. They could have took your soul away from you, right? So many things that our parents do because of the things that happen around us, like especially if our parents are not involved, but they were a part of it in some way, right? Or if something was done and then our parents don't do anything about it, or if it involves a parent and nothing's done about it, you know, it's like so many things get lost in our childhood, and then we spend so many years trying to find ourselves because we got lost and we don't know where we left off. We don't know where we left our soul because our soul is left in that room where you were abused. That soul is left in the school where all the bullies pushed you down. Like your soul is left somewhere because these people took you over, right? They kicked your soul out of you. That's what it is. Oh my God, that's what it is. This really bums me out, man, because I feel like this was me. So, I mean, we all relate together, so it's not for me. It's for us as a unit. Okay. So the reason why the cardinal medicine is here, I'm going to read it again because I need to. What does it say? Thyself bleeds of sacredness, an honor fit for the gods. You are worth all the seas and all the skies and all the desires you hold inside. So aww. That's actually really super cute. Look at, they're like sitting in this like cherry tree or something, or like some type of berry tree. And he's coming in and look what's in his mouth. He's like bringing her a berry. So she doesn't even have to move. You know, she doesn't even have to do anything. She just gets to sit there and he's just going to bring her everything that she possibly needs. And it's like, maybe that's what it is. It's like your soul is just kind of, your soul is just going to fly right back to you. Right. And it's just going to bring you everything that you need. And because you were so trapped in life and death, because, you know, one is not so different than the other, you know, like you can be living your life every day and feel completely dead inside. And there is nothing or nobody or anything that's going to change that. Right. And then there's people who live their life every day knowing that they're going to die and they just don't care. Right. And then there are other people that, you know, everybody is so fucking different. It's amazing. But it's like somebody, you know, was lost for a really long time and not knowing how to live, but yet not dying. Right? I'm shaking the camera now. My apologies. All right. Whoa. Okay, so whatever happened, okay. So for Mother Mary. Okay, so somebody fell asleep. Basically, it's almost like, you know what I feel? It's almost like because you were so massively corrupted, okay? It's almost like your ancestors came in, like your mother from another mother, okay? Your mother from like another universe, okay? She came in and she put you to sleep. So then you didn't have to endure any of it. So if you had something done in your childhood, okay, and you were kind of put to sleep with it, and you completely forgot about it, even though you acted it out and it scarred you, somehow you didn't remember. And yeah, basically somehow you just didn't remember, you know, like with me, like I didn't like wake up to it for like 33 years. Like I had no idea. It started coming out. I was always scared of my stepfather, but I didn't know why. I thought it was more because he was like strict and he was really physical. Like he would really get angry and upset and hit things and throw things. And so I was scared of him, but that's what pedophiles do, right? They inflict that brainwashing on you, so then you get terrified of them, or they're your best friend. It's like one or the other. They will butter you up and cherish you, or they'll fucking instill so much fear so you never fucking say a word, right? It's like one or the other. It tends to be kind of like one or the other, right? It's like a balancing act with these fucking pedophiles, right? So I feel like it's like you were almost like fucking like put asleep and frozen. Okay. And it's like almost frozen in your emotion, frozen towards this person, frozen towards the past, and then put asleep. You know, very much like you just kind of graced your way through life. And when you think about it now, you think like, man, I don't remember a whole lot. Even though when you went through it, it was awful, right? It's all such a simulation that it's kind of like mind over matter, you know, like once you get into the safety of your room, you forget that it was a maze to get there and that you had to dodge your fucking, you know, abusive father and you had to run away from your fucking pedo mom. You know, like once you're safe in your room, you like wipe everything, right? You clear everything, because like no kid that I know fucking wore that shit like that. Like once we were safe, we were like, oh, thank God. And we just forgot about everything, you know, like so many other things happen throughout the day that you're not going to put all your energy onto one thing that you don't understand. Because for the most part, like kids never understand what happened to them in that room. They don't understand. It's a physical impairment, basically. Like a child's never going to understand why they, you know, if they're young and they get little, like, I don't even know, do little boys get like hard-ons? Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a little boy, so I don't know. Like I don't know why they wouldn't, or like I don't know. So I'm like, you know, like little boys, they wouldn't know, like they shouldn't know why they would get an erection if they do. I don't know when that happens, but you know, like they wouldn't understand what an erection was as a 6-year-old, okay, or why stuff comes out. They don't know. Right? So you can't, a child doesn't associate that with their everyday life. They just wipe it, right? Even if it happens to them all the time, they wipe it. Every time they get out of the situation, a child will wipe their mind of exactly what just happened, right? Through television, through a coloring book, going to the park, going to school, your mind wipes it very quickly, right? So I feel like your mother came in and that was a part of it, was her being able to put you to sleep so then it didn't kill you, right? So, so this goes deep with somebody, okay? This is a very intense reading, okay? This is a very deep reading for somebody. And I feel like this monster, whoever did this, okay? Whoever did something so then their mother would just put them to sleep, okay? It goes so deep in them that it's an obsession that has tindered them through life and death. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you've multiple times tried to kill yourself or contemplated suicide since you were very young. That's me. The first time I ever tried to kill myself, I was 8 years old. I tried to slit my wrists in my kitchen with a steak knife. I still have the scar, obviously, because I didn't know why. Why does an 8-year-old want to slit her wrists? right? I was being bullied at the time so bad by this girl named Jenny LaRock. She would chase me home and she would throw things at me, and she terrified me because I was already terrified of my stepfather. I was already terrified of what happened to me when I was 3. So when I was 6 and 7 and being bullied at the probably height of everything, okay, was about when I was like 6 or 7. I was like, how bad I got bullied by people. And this girl chased me home. She threw sticks at the back of my head, like big pieces of wood at the back of my head. I had 2 homes. I had my mom's home and my father's home, and my father's home was farther away, and my mother's home was closer, but both routes were on the way to her house. So she would follow me no matter which way I went. And she also had this like really obese friend that would chase them. These girls were 2 years older than me. So I was in grade 3, they were in grade 5. And the first time she punched me in the face, we were standing on the street corner, and she, again, like I could only run for so long. I was a child. I was like 8 years old, right? So I could only run for so long until I was like so out of breath. So I would run until I would almost pass out. And then by that time she would almost catch up to me, right? So I remember her punching me on the street corner, and I didn't do anything. I was waiting for the light, and I couldn't cross the street because it was such a busy street. You couldn't just run out. So I turned around and I was trying to hit the button, and she just punched me. She just punched me for no reason. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything to her. I had nothing. She just fucking hated me, and I didn't even feel it. I remember, because then the light changed and I turned around and I ran, and she just stood there. She stood there in awe. And I don't remember too much of her bullying after that. And when she punched me in the face and I didn't feel it, I just looked at her, and I mean, there was nothing in me. Like I wasn't crying. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't anything, right? Like, I'd been hit before, so it wasn't the first time. And it terrified her, because it's almost like somebody took that hit for me, because I didn't feel it. And she hit me. Her friend saw it. I was on a street corner. Who knows who fucking saw it? And I didn't feel it. So when you're divinely protected, unfortunately, they can't keep the bullies away from you, right? They can't stop people from doing awful things, but they can help you, right? Specifically, they can put a barrier around you, put a shield around you, wipe your memory, clean you out. They can, the things that I've noticed that my universal parents can do is incredible. But I had to start, to understand it, I had to start talking specifically to my family, to where I come from. And I had to acknowledge that when I'm told something, it's for real. It doesn't matter. Okay. So your parents helped you, and they're still helping you, but it's not the 3D ones. It's another set. There's a mother and a father here. So they're both here. Okay. So the mother put you to sleep. The father, I almost kind of feel like the father made you kind of lose your mind in a way where you might not have been the smartest, you might not have been the brightest, but you got through school, you got through your everyday, and you're still getting through your everyday. You ain't a genius, but you ain't a fucking idiot either. Okay? So that's what your father helped you with. So then it's almost because unfortunately us traumatized people, we cannot go to university, we cannot go to college, we cannot study like that, we cannot unfortunately prevail like that, because our bodies stop us because of the trauma. And it's not an excuse, and this is why I don't choose not to do things. Honestly, a lot of it so much stops us because we are not like everybody else. So how can we act like everybody else? We're very different, okay? And you have to embrace that very uniqueness, because it makes you who you are. And you're different. There's a whole category of us that are considered different. Trust me, you're not the only one. You're with all of us. We're a group. We come as a group. We leave as a group. Okay? Nobody's on their own, spiritually speaking. Cheers. Okay? So your father made you lose your mind. And I think maybe that's what kind of helped you turn cold. It's probably been really hard for you to have relationships, really hard for you to fall in love, really hard for you to trust people. I mean, this shit goes deep. Terrifyingly deep. Okay? So, don't be hard on yourself. Okay, what's this wreath? Life and death. I mean, I think we kind of, like, summed it up. I wouldn't be surprised if horror doesn't say anything. Yeah. I think we're just pretty much summed it up with those 3 cards for those 3 cards. And then, am I wiggling the camera again? It wouldn't surprise me. Okay, anything for this cardinal medicine? Yes. Okay, so this is, like, becoming better. Oh, yeah. What's that? Suspicion. Oh. That was true. Oh. Oh. So much just happened. And I did not mean to burp like that on camera, okay? My stomach pushed against my stomach and poof, there it goes. Children of the Night. What's these top ones? No. Okay. Okay, I'm going to read Suspicion and then Children of the Night, and we're going to wrap this up. Don't be trapped by old concepts. There are times when it can feel like everything, those around us, even society at large, is changing at a disorienting pace, a cosmic disorder introduced to the way that we thought life would always be. Holding on to our individual perspective can be exhausting, and the temptation to give in can be overwhelming. Is the new way of thinking really so bad just for being new? Keep a weary eye on how things are evolving. So, what I feel like is something is going to probably happen in your life pretty quickly, okay? So the world is like, get ready, shit's gonna change. And it's gonna go in a new direction. And at this point in time, is a new direction really bad in your life? I mean, ask yourself that. Is a new direction going to ruin your life, or is it going to save your life? Because it's going to come with new concepts, new people, new energy, something new in a way of life, right? And I mean, it could be a new job. It could, so many different things, okay? So let's do Children of the Night. Children of the Night, Dracula, 1931, eh? When's Dracula? 1931. My grandmother and my grandfather were 3 and 1 years old. They are dead. Wow. What music they make. Okay. Listen to them, your kindred spirits, those of similar habits and haunts who share your tastes and enthusiasms. Many creatures, humans, bats, wolves, have evolved as social animals who benefit from close bonds that go beyond even the blood ties of immediate relatives. Roam with your pack. It's good for the soul. Make it a night to remember. So, the way that I see Children of the Night is this new thing that's coming in, okay? Because I think it's going to be your soul, honestly. I think a lot of this is going to be, but with your soul coming back into your body, a new life is going to open up for you because of that, okay? So really what they're saying is when this soul comes back to you, you want to make this life something to remember. Because A, you might not be here for that long. Okay, if your soul comes back and you've been massively fucking manipulated your whole life, you know, like your mission might be almost done, which means you might got like fucking 5 years left, you know? So the world is like, you might want to start making the best of things now, right? Like if you meet somebody or you all of a sudden you wake up and you've got this whole new perspective on life or something changes in your life, it's because your soul is back. So it's going to feel different to have your soul back in your body. It's going to feel different because it's never been there, because it had to go, because you were invaded by something else. You were in the invasion of the body snatchers, which is in this this is suspicion. This is invasion of the body snatchers, which means these people, they fucking took you over because they were obsessed with you. Obsession, literally. That movie, I haven't seen this movie. My sister has. It's about a bunch of dancers that just go crazy, apparently. Oh, this is the Phantom of the Opera. Oh, never mind. Okay. Never mind. Okay, this is Phantom of the Opera. I have brought you here, 5 cellars underground, because I love you. Yeah. Passionate feelings can make us lose all perspective. Structuring a whole life around something or someone can draw others into high drama that exists only in the Gothic theater where constructed in our own mind. When we force others to play roles they would rather not explore, expect disaster. Perfect plans and chandelier high hopes crash the hardest. Dial it down. Hype usually leads to disappointment. So it's like literally what these people did to you was, it's almost like they were like, you're not gonna like life at all, so don't even try. That's basically the concept of whatever it is that took you over, right? Because if your soul wasn't there, something else has been guiding you. Something else was like this motherfucker that gets obsessed, okay? So what they ended up doing was basically taking your body 5 fucking dimensions underground and forcing you to do things and saying that, well, there's no other way. So you just endured it. Like somebody just had to endure life, and that's not living, which is why you were so close to death for so long, right? Because honestly, I almost feel like it was probably the best case for you, because if these universal parents hadn't have done what they did, you probably wouldn't be here, because that suicide that clicks in people's heads when they get really fucked up, it works when there's nobody protecting you, right? So that's why so many people die, right? Basically self-indulged die because they don't have any protection. Their souls are gone. They've been completely invaded and nobody's helping them. Their cosmic family's nowhere around because we don't all come from the same place, which means our mothers and our fathers cosmically, it's as much as 3D as it is in other dimensions. Some of them don't give a fuck about you. Doesn't matter where you come from, but some of them do. Just like there's so many parents in 3D that really care about their kids, really wanted to be adults and parents. Whereas the other ones who fake it like you make it, they fucked up. They don't want us. So they threw us away. So now we got to find other parents, right? Doesn't mean our universal parents are going to come through for us either in that realm, right? So I like to think that if you get given really good parents in 3D, then I kind of think that like maybe you don't have a cosmic family, right? That's why your family's so tight in 3D. But then if you don't have a 3D family, I feel like your cosmic family is super tight because you've got to have something. Right? You've got to have something. Nobody's here alone. Nobody's doing it alone. They rely on something to help them at some point, right? Like I hate when people are like, I did it all by myself. No, you fucking didn't. Somebody helped you. Okay? Somebody helped you, especially these people that are like on the top. I'm not talking about us. For the most part, we did do it alone. But some of us really didn't. Like we had help along the way, but those were angels along the way. Those were our family, right? Stepping into people to help us. You know what? Like, if you ever notice, like you're that person that ends up being this special, it's like, oh, I took a chance on this person. Like, has anybody ever told you that? Like people really, they only take a chance on you because they don't actually think it's going to work out with you. So for the most part, nothing really ever comes your way other than I took a chance on you. Like, what the fuck? Because you've been totally backwards because you've got no soul. So this soul that's in other people looks at you, knows you're soulless and goes, I don't really want to take a chance with that one. Do you blame them? Like, I don't think I'd want to mess with somebody that didn't have a soul like me either. Like, I'd be like, and even my boss, numerous bosses have said to me, I'll take a chance on you. Like, their words exactly. And I'm like, great, here's another one. But I fucking blow it out of the park because I'm a fucking awesome bartender. I can fucking do this shit in my dreams. I do it in my dreams. I actually serve and bartend in my dreams. Like, where I work now, my very first day, the night before, I was working there in my dreams. I woke up and I'm like, I think I was like already at work last night. My sister was like, are you kidding? And I'm like, and then when I went in, I looked at the place again. I was like, I was definitely here last night working in my dreams. Like, so I bartend in my fucking sleep. That's how good I am at it. I make a good money doing what I do because it's been fucking 20 years. I should hope after 20 years I've mastered something, even if it is just the art of bartending. Whatever. You're good at what you're good at. At least you're good at something. So anyways, we're going to cut this off. I actually did not think I was going to go into 35 minutes. I was like, oh, this will be like a 15-minute video, whatever. But I'm so glad it turned out to be longer because this was a really important reading. Like, this was, I'm going to say, this was on, like, I'd have to say one of the most, like, probably like top 10 videos that I've done where I've actually really thought that this was an important reading. Like, this is a really important reading. So it would not surprise me. Like, I mean, with the amount of people that watch the videos these days, I mean, for some reason, YouTube is just going to like fucking hide my channel. I'm totally over it. I don't even fucking, like, I will manifest what I need to manifest through YouTube. They're never going to stop me. So they want to stop me here and stop me there, whatever. Eventually they're never going to be able to again, which is hilarious. But anyways, you know, I will fight for anything that I do. I will work my ass off to do anything. Like, I will always do what I really love to do. And if it's bartending, if it's tarot readings, it is what it is. Like, just be thankful sometimes that you love something, you know, and like when your soul comes back and you guys start jamming again, then like so many things are going to change because it's going to change the course of your life to have your soul. Right? Like, especially knowing that something was so evil and so gross, it was taking you over and that we're making you do things and making you turn to things that you would never have had to endure if you just had been able to keep your soul. Like, if somebody hadn't chased you out of yourself, like basically you were like ran out of your own body. Like, thanks, fucking assholes. But at least your mom and your dad told on them. So cheers to them. I'm going to end this so I can upload it because I'm super excited. WhitneyMoonshine@gmail.com for anybody looking for personal readings. If not, enjoy the channel. It's free. And, yeah, probably see me tomorrow. Word to your mothers.